You hire because you're drowning. And then somehow hiring makes you drown faster. You bring someone on because you're stretched too thin. You're doing too much, telling yourself, once this role is filled, I can finally breathe. But instead of relief, you get this: more meetings, more questions, more coordination, more decisions landing back on your desk. And if you're being honest, you might be thinking, I had fewer people 6 months ago and somehow less chaos. I am speaking from experience here. It's not your team. It's not even you. It's what hiring actually does to a small business and what most CEOs never plan for. In this video, I want to show you why every hire feels heavier and what has to change so the next one actually makes life easier. My name is Sabrina Baker. I am the founder and CEO of Acacia HR Solutions, a small business-focused fractional HR support firm. On this channel, I share insights from almost 15 years of working with small businesses to scale their operation through their people. So if you are scaling a business between 1 and 500 employees, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Most CEOs think hiring works like subtraction. Add a person, remove pressure. But it doesn't. Hiring doesn't subtract work, it just redistributes it. And redistribution creates friction. Every new hire introduces new handoffs, new dependencies, new decisions, new points where work can stall. So instead of fewer problems, you just get different ones. And if your structure hasn't caught up, those problems don't disappear, they boomerang right back to you as the CEO. If it feels like you're paying more people just to have the same issues on your desk, there are 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, work doesn't disappear, it fragments. Before growth, work lives in a few heads, mostly yours. After hiring, the same work is split across roles, passed between people, and suddenly dependent on alignment instead of memory. That creates this invisible work of clarifying expectations, aligning priorities, translating context. No one puts that in a job description, but someone has to do it. And early on, that someone is still you. Reason number 2, roles scale faster than clarity. You can hire quickly. Clarity moves way slower. So people get titles, they get responsibilities, but decision rights lag behind. So now you have managers who manage tasks but don't own outcomes, teams who execute but escalate every decision, and leaders who run things by you instead of just running things. From the outside, it looks like growth. From the inside, it feels like a drag. Accountability starts to wobble not because people don't care, but because ownership hasn't kept pace with headcount. And reason number 3, capacity increases, visibility decreases. As your company grows, your actual capacity increases, but your visibility into the other capacity decreases. You as CEO stop really knowing who's overloaded, who's underutilized, where skills are being wasted, where work is bottlenecked. So you start making decisions based on job titles, org charts, who's loudest, or who's closest to you, not based in reality. When visibility drops, leaders compensate by checking in more, sitting in more meetings, and pulling decisions back to themselves. That's why scaling can feel like regression. More people, less clarity, and way heavier leadership. A lot of CEOs think they're bad at delegation. They're usually not. They're just running a structure that wasn't built for the headcount they have now. Most small businesses grow without ever changing how they see work, map capacity, assign ownership, or design leadership layers. So hiring adds people faster than the business adds structure. And that gap is where burnout lives for you and your entire team. Scaling doesn't feel hard because you hired. It feels hard because growth exposes what you haven't built yet. Hiring is not relief. Hiring is exposure. And the friction you're feeling is not random. It's predictable. What helps isn't more people, better job descriptions, or yet another reorg. What is actually going to help is understanding a few things. First, where does growth reliably create friction? What typically breaks as headcount increases? And next, what kind of leadership the business actually needs at each stage? These problems are patterned, not personal. If you don't name the pattern, you end up reacting to symptoms, another hire here, a title change there, a quick fix here, and nothing really gets lighter. After working with hundreds of small businesses over the years, I see breakage patterns that align with headcount stages, meaning number of employees. Small businesses don't struggle because they hire. They struggle because they keep hiring without adjusting how the business is actually ran. What worked at 20 employees rarely works at 60 and certainly does not work at 200. It's why small business HR and leadership are different than enterprise, where things are pretty stable past a certain point. I've built a diagnostic that shows you exactly what tends to break at each headcount stage. It's not intended to make you panic, but just give you something so that you know what to fix before your next hire makes things heavier. Earlier on in my entrepreneurial journey, I had one of these based on sales. It's centered around what structure you needed at each stage of revenue growth. And I found it really helpful, but only part of the picture. Because you can be doing $100 million in revenue, but if you are doing it with only 80 people, what breaks changes than if you're doing it with 800 people. If scaling feels harder than it should, this diagnostic will show you why. It's going to show you what is specifically is breaking in your business right now and where to focus before you add more headcount. It is completely free, and a link can be found in the description box. Growth isn't supposed to feel like drowning, but it does require you to build differently as you scale. If every hire feels heavier instead of lighter, that's not a signal to stop growing. It's a signal that the way you're structuring work, ownership, and leadership hasn't caught up yet. What makes scaling sustainable isn't more people. It's better visibility, clearer ownership, and systems that grow with you. Let's build that.